the music died.
The day the music died memorializes the tragic plane crash that claimed the life of Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, and the Big Bopper on February 3rd, 1959. But for Holly's young bass player, Waylon Jennings, who had given up his seat on the plane to the Big Bopper, it was a personal tragedy. He was haunted by the ordeal, especially the joking comment he made to his friend Buddy Holly before the plane took off.
Somebody had taken my place on that airplane, and then I had told Buddy, oh, I hope your old plane crashes, you know, when we cut up like that all the time.
Yeah, for a long time it bothered him. I think it's something he tried to totally put out of his mind, you know.
Returning to Lubbock after the plane crash, Waylon, at age 20, was disillusioned and confused. Buddy Holly had been a mentor to him. He had taken an interest in Waylon's career as no one else had done. Now he was gone.
But first to believe, he took me under his wing.
I think that Buddy's death hit him a lot harder than he's ever really let on, because it left a big hole in his life. He was personally and artistically, Waylon was beginning to find himself, you know, as a teenager, and then suddenly all of his support system was gone just like that.
I was just trying to figure out what to do with myself, you know. I was a completely changed person.
Didn't want to have anything to do with radio or guitar or nothing.
I quit for a while. I wouldn't even play a guitar. I wouldn't pick it up, you know.
During this time away from playing music, a third child was born, Buddy Dean Jennings, named after Buddy Holly. In 1961, his marriage to Maxine was becoming rocky. Adding to the strain were extreme money problems. To avoid creditors who were hounding them, Waylon and Maxine moved to Mesa, Arizona for a new start.
I didn't know I'd take care of money. My wife didn't know I'd take care of money. I was broke. And here I am, 8 car payments behind and all this stuff.
But, you know, he was prone to stay broke an awful lot. But anyhow, he just, I guess he was trying to, in a way, trying to start over out there in a manner.
The move to Arizona was a watershed event for Waylon Jennings. He put the hard times of Lubbock and the harsh memories of Buddy Holly's death behind him. Taking up his music again, he put together a band called Waylon and the Wailers. He played bars and clubs all over the Southwest, slowly developing the musical style that was to become a trademark. A hard-driving, raw sound that drew from many genres.
He was doing the Beatles and Dylan and Flat and Scruggs and just whatever, you know. He sounded like one of those underground radio stations, you know.
He started becoming Waylon Jennings.
He was really focused on what he wanted to do musically. He really was.
Waylon's new drive and determination was paying off. His personality and magnetism on stage was drawing larger and larger crowds. Unfortunately, it was not helping his marriage. He and Maxine divorced in 1962, shortly before a 4th child, Dina, was born. However, just a few months later, Waylon would marry Lynn Jones, a woman he met while traveling on the road.
Lynn was about 8 years older than me, which meant that she knew everything and I knew nothing. And I kind of agreed with her.
Yeah, I got along with her all right, but she was just, you know, had to be boss, and that was it.
Waylon and Lynn adopted a daughter, Tommy Lynn, in 1964. By this time, Waylon's career had taken off. He was now playing at a new Phoenix club called JD's that promoters had built especially for him and his growing following. Holding 1,500 patrons, it was the biggest club in the Southwest. He was earning real money for the first time in his life.
I'll tell you what, we had it to where they were stacked out out in the front about at least 5 nights a week.
The place would be packed, and there'd be a dance floor out there, and we'd be maybe into the 2nd or 3rd set before anybody would even get up to get on the dance floor, and everybody was just mesmerized by him.
Lord Waylon could have run for governor of Arizona. I mean, he had, you know, people coming from everywhere to that club.
Waylon Jennings' fame was spreading beyond the borders of Arizona. In 1965, at age 27, Waylon got a call from Nashville. It was legendary record producer and guitarist, Chet Atkins.
She said, I like your singing. How would you like to record for RCA? And, of course, the world came tumbling down, you know. And I said, I'd like it a lot.
However, Waylon's wife, Lynn, did not like it. She objected to the move to Nashville and the prospect of Waylon going on the road again.
She doesn't want me to record. You know, she wants me to be under her thumb.
If she'd had an old boy that she could put a ring in his nose and drag him around, well, then that would have been fine. But she didn't have a guy like that.
Waylon Jennings was not about to be stopped by anyone. Brimming with confidence at age 28, he left Lynn and the marriage and swaggered into Nashville in 1965, ready to find fame and fortune.
Anita, it's over, there's nothing that's left now to say.
Although he met with some initial success, even starring in a low-budget film entitled The Nashville Rebel, mostly what he encountered was frustration. Nashville seemed to have a business system that he felt had no place for his music or his ideas. He butted heads with the system and the people who ran it.
I loved Chet Atkins, and I hated so bad, you know, that I couldn't just, you know, kowtow to whatever he wanted.
Boy, he started cussing me from one end to the other, and I cussed with the best of too, I think. Finally, I told him, I said, I don't have to sit here and listen to this crap. I said, I'm going to go upstairs, and if, when you want to talk, just holler at me upstairs. And that was my first meeting with Waylon.
The move to Nashville turned into years of non-stop back-breaking touring, paltry record sales, and more financial hardship for the singer.
You know, the most you can make is $2,000 a night performing. If you was pretty hot, you could make that. And then half the time, they didn't pay you.
Living on bologna and cheese, and, and we were in a little old station wagon that we bought from a funeral home in Phoenix, carrying all our instruments and running up and down the road.
I can't believe that some of the things that I did, you know, and some of the places I'd play. I'd drive all day long, get there about an hour before the show started, and put on them clothes that were dirty, but they looked good. Get in there and play and do a show.
You literally would do an 800 to 1,000 mile throw between shows. Get up and get to the show, have a Coke and a candy bar and a hit of speed and go on stage. And that was the life it was. I don't see how he did it for all those years.
For Waylon Jennings, however, the biggest disappointment he encountered in Nashville was in his recording career.
Are shattered, don't you see?
He could never make the records he wanted to make within the highly regimented Nashville music system.
They would go in to cut an album, and, you know, you're going to cut an album in 4 days. And you know, they're going to provide you with the songs, and the producer's going to provide you with the songs, they're going to provide you with the arrangement, and you're going to shut up and sing.
That's not art in any form, fashion, or anything.
Waylon's life in Nashville was nothing like he thought it would be. By 1968, a short third marriage to Barbara Roode was breaking up as well. Plus, he had developed a strong dependence on prescription pills to keep going on the road.
Of course, he'd have a jar of pills to choke a horse.
I could think of a lot of excuses for it, you know, working too hard and all that, but stupidity's the best one that fits it.
But traveling was not all misery for Waylon. He always drew good crowds, and after his divorce from Barbara, he took full advantage of his popularity on the road.
We were staying in this hotel, and I think he had 3 or 4 girls in different rooms on different floors.
I thought it was my duty to take every woman that I could ever find that looked good and seemed like it's going to be all right, take them to bed, and I did.
And here he come running up the fire escape. He wasn't even using the elevator. He was running up and down, taking care of all them girlfriends and everything like that. I said, Hoss, you're going to kill yourself.
Women, they got all I need to live.
I mean, I ain't going to sit here and lie to you. There's some pretty good-looking girls in that thing.
Coming up, Waylon meets the true love of his life.
He just had something that I'd never seen anywhere.
Later, cocaine enters Waylon's life.
I heard numbers of like $30,000 a week just going out the door in drugs.
When CMT Inside Fame continues.